What's up with the plant?
I just bought it. They told me to use Miracle Grow because it's supposed to be the best.
Miracle Grow? No, I heard otherwise. I heard Miracle Grow was the worst.
Well, I mean, they're plant experts. They told me Miracle Grow would be the best.
Let's make a bet. I bet you that Miracle Grow is the worst at growing plants.
Alright, fine. I bet you Miracle Grow is the best at making plants.
Deal.
Our hypothesis is that if Miracle Grow has the most chemical compounds out of all the other fertilizers, that it will grow the plants more efficiently than the other two fertilizers.
Our myth is simple. We will be investigating the common theory that Miracle Grow is the best fertilizer for plants. We predict that Miracle Grow will help to grow the plants most efficiently.
To complete this experiment, we will be using Windows Movie Maker, a personal computer, and an HD camera. The camera will be used to record and collect our data, and once our experiment is done, the data will then be uploaded onto the computer where it can be edited in Windows Movie Maker.
For safety, this experiment is hands-on, and we will be handling 3 different types of fertilizer. To ensure our safety between tests and distributions of the fertilizer, we will wash our hands with soap and water. We will also ensure that we will not touch anywhere on or near our mouth, eyes, or skin while handling the fertilizer. To place the fertilizer in the soil, we will use a measuring tool so the fertilizer does not come in contact with our skin.
For this experiment, you will need 3 types of fertilizers: Organite, Osmocote, and Miracle Grow. You will need lima beans, water, measuring cups, and
For the process of this experiment, first we measured out the fertilizer and put it in each separate cup. Then we made a small incision with our finger in the fertilizer. Next we placed the lima beans inside the holes and covered it with fertilizer. And then we waited and recorded the plant growth results after every week on camera.
We chose this experiment because it was easy enough for other people to repeat, and also because we're all interested in taking care of plants, and we wanted to see which fertilizer would work the best. As you can see, the farthest left plant was the most matured, and it held Milorganite within it. The middle plant in the orange pot used Osmocote, and the farthest pot to the right, which held the least developed plant, used Miracle Grow. Miracle Grow is made up of nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus, and mixed with other inner ingredients. Osmocote is composed of calcium phosphate, hydroxide, ammonium, nitrate, potassium, sulfate, ammonium phosphate, and vegetable oil.
In an attempt to discover the major differences between Osmocote and Miracle-Gro, we contacted a Miracle-Gro specialist on their website, but they debunked our scientific inquiries and only focused on promoting their products, so we did not get as much useful information as we should have. On further study of the 3 different fertilizers that we did individually, we came to the conclusion that Milorganite was the most efficient at growing the bean plants because it was composed of organic materials. And it was composed of organic microorganisms that have digested the organic matter within wastewater.
How we could improve or change the experiment. We could have waited the experiment out longer to give Miracle-Gro a chance. Maybe it just needed more time, a couple more weeks, and it could have sprouted. We could have used flowering plants. On the packaging of Miracle-Gro, it said that it could be used for vegetable plants and flowering plants, but we only used vegetable plants, so maybe it would have worked better for flowering plants. We could use more than 3 fertilizers. We only used 3 in our experiment, so maybe if we would have used up to 5, we would have had better results and been able to compare them. Do the experiment more than twice to be sure of our results. We did the experiment twice, and they were during 2 months back to back, so maybe do it in a different time of the year and do it more than twice.
To further improve our experiment, we retested Milorganite versus Miracle-Gro on a tomato plant, which is actually a fruit plant. So instead of testing a pea plant, which is a vegetable plant, we decided to mix it up and do like we previously said we were going to do and test it on a fruit plant to see if it made any difference. The plant in the white bin was used with Milorganite, and as you can see, it's grown up into the traces and it has a tiny little tomato blossoming. And then the plant in the orange pot was used with Miracle-Gro, and it sprouted a bit, but there are no tomato plants growing on it as of yet. And this was after maybe a month, and both of them were planted at the same time. So this further proved that Miracle-Gro is not as efficient as Milorganite. According to our data collected by the pea plant and the tomato plant, Miracle-Gro was not efficient in either plant. So our hypothesis was proven wrong, stating that Miracle-Gro will not be the most efficient at growing plants.